walk me through. So you've just had your gender reveal, which is so exciting, and I
I
was so excited.
know.
1,000% I thought it was going to be a girl, and
I know.
obviously you
I
did as
did too.
well. So talk me through your thought in how it all went, like in terms of finding it out, in terms of having an expectation and then having a different reality. What was that
Yeah.
like?
Right. So originally, before I even had Remy, I actually wanted three. I don't know why I had
Okay.
it in my head. I was like, three is a good number. It's fun, you
Yeah.
know? Like they can each
Yeah.
have a best friend. They float around, and it's all great. And then I had Remy, and I was like, I expected a girl when I had Remy,
Okay.
and then it was a boy. But I hadn't had
Mm.
one yet, so I was like, we had the tears and the blah, and it was lovely. And then this time around, like because my pregnancy was so different to my first one.
Mm.
So my first pregnancy was had hardly any morning sickness. I was
Mm.
exercising every day. I was working at the pharmacy at the time as well,
Mm.
which if you don't know, like there's no sitting at a pharmacy. They don't give you chairs. You're just floating
Yeah.
around between writing up
All the
scripts and
time.
like yeah, like and getting your medication and stuff like that. So you're just walking all the time. That's why you, like a lot of people from that work in pharmacy, you always end up getting varicose veins
Okay. Yeah.
because you're not supposed to be on your feet all the time. Anyway, so I was like, very active, and this time I'm like, honestly, death warmed over. I can't, I
Mm.
can barely exercise. I feel nauseous. Like even now in the second trimester, like I still get like a little bit sick and stuff.
Mm.
So I was convinced like only a girl can suck the life right out of you. It's the
It
only
has been told
explanation.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and everybody, everybody was thinking it was a girl, and I was thinking, two's after having one, three now sounds like a terrible idea. So
Oh.
I was like, two's good.
Yeah.
Two is good. If I have one of each,
Two's
I'll
a
be very
nice
happy.
round number.
It is. It's great. So yeah, I was thinking we'll have one of each, and then we'll have the whole set, and
Mm.
we'll be all right. So no, we don't have the whole set. We have two boys now. Or,
Woohoo.
we're gonna have two boys, but it was really funny because after the whole cake situation, and
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little bit disappointed.
Look, and I completely understand that. Like, you think to yourself, you have an expectation for such a long time. I
Yeah,
mean, genuinely, I'm not sure I could have, done it that way, I guess, because I'd need to know straight away. Because
yeah.
you
Oh, do
held it,
you?
you held it for such a long time. It was like 5 days or
A week?
something.
Yeah, 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 almost. It
Yeah,
was a long time. The envelope was just sitting there staring
I
at me.
know. And you didn't peek. Did you peek? No, you clearly didn't
No,
peek. That was genuine
it was
surprise.
genuine surprise.
Mm.
But it was really funny because at the ultrasound, the ultrasound technician let it slip. She was like, "Oh,
Oh.
he's doing really good. He's looking
Mm.
good." And then she was like, "Oh, by he I mean baby."
Yeah.
And I looked at Zach, and I could tell that he could tell that I was looking at him, but he didn't want to look
Mm.
back at me because he didn't want to. Do you know what I mean? Like we
Like
were just
make
trying to
the
be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's all cool. We're still not knowing what it is yet.
Mm.
But yeah, so it was definitely we had a bit of a laugh about that after, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still happy. I'm genuinely happy because Remy is such a cool kid, and I was like, I'll just have another
Mm.
one of them. Why not
Well,
have
this is the
seconds?
thing. Like, I don't think it's. I see a lot of things online where people do gender reveals and stuff, and people are disappointed with the gender that they get, and everyone's like, "Ah, fuck you!" Like you, you got a healthy child, blah blah blah. I
Yeah,
completely can understand having an expectation of something, out of nowhere. Like you're not, having the expectation you're going to have a girl from anything legitimate, I
yeah,
guess, to some degree. Um, to then have it shift on you because you think about this stuff constantly and you think about, oh, she's going to be girl, and I can we can do girl things together and all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot going on in your head that has just transformed within seconds
yeah.
on camera,
And then
for
in
one.
public as well,
In
nonetheless.
public, yeah, which I've always that's what I've always found to be such a strange thing, excuse me, to do, because I'm one of those people. You hand me a present at Christmas time. This ain't hiding how bad I feel about this present. Like it's shocking. I can't open things in front of people. I can't watch television programs in front of people that are excited for me to watch them. I can't do any of it because I'm like, nah.
Shit.
Like it's just all coming out. So I could imagine me going, like if I had expectation, and I agree, like the one and like the one each type of idea is a lovely idea. And so yeah, it's interesting that way. I will say obviously having adoption as part of our story, it is very different from a gender perspective. And so I just don't have that. I never had that feeling or expectation, I guess, because I didn't even know if I'd have a kid, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
I never
that's right.
got
I
to
mean, you're
have.
just happy to have one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
different kind of expectation. But yeah, so after you did the gender reveal, what what was it you're feeling after that? Like, was it a little bit like, oh, and did you start changing stories in your head about how this child was gonna?
Well, first of all, we I had a name picked out for a girl already. That was the worst part.
Can you
Like I
still name
was,
it as a boy?
no, it's not a unisex name. Remy was unisex, I feel,
Yeah,
and I had another name picked out for a girl that was unisex, but the one that I really wanted was not. And I'd actually already told my grandparents about it, and you know what I mean. Like it just like it
yeah.
really concreted the whole thing. So I think
Hmm.
I had to have like a few hours after the gender reveal of just
Yeah,
like coming to terms with the fact that
got
I
to sit
wasn't
with it.
having a little girl. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was difficult, but the thing that really helped me in the reality of it is that Zach and I, like, we were trying for quite a long time to have the second one. I'd put myself
Mm.
through like freaking mental burnout and stress and stuff like that made it really difficult for us to conceive.
Yeah.
And the fact that we even have one is just, to me, feels like a miracle because we waited for such a long time.
Yeah.
And also the fact that, you know, we came back from an ultrasound and everybody was just oohing and eyeing at how perfect my baby was, you know, like it, and
Yeah.
bar the whole gender thing, they were saying like just perfect baby, everything's in the right place,
10
beautiful, like
fingers,
you could
10
see the
toes.
facial features, and they were like such a gorgeous looking face. And I was like,
Mm.
oh, in my head I thought it was a girl, but no, it was such a gorgeous looking face for a boy anyway. So I was just, you know,
Mm.
like I was like, you know, I shouldn't be so fucking ungrateful. Because the
No,
reality
I
is
don't
that
think it's, honestly, I don't think it's an ungrateful thing. Definitely not. I think it's just pure expectation. Like,
mm,
it's like when you think something's going to happen, like getting a job or something like that, and it just doesn't work out. And you're super bummed for a really long time
yeah.
because it's the expectation. It's not necessarily the missing out. I mean, that's a bad analogy to be fair, but um, I think it's just more what you had in your head, and you've got to shift that change.
Mm.
Again, to do it on camera, brave move. I mean, don't get me wrong. I made you do it. So, I was like,
Sorry, let's just
do
see
a
what the
gender reveal.
reality of
Yeah.
it.
But I think that's also reality because I've watched so many videos where people, their facial expressions are what they are. Like
Yeah,
that split second of that color coming out or whatever it is, you see on your face. Like, but
yeah,
it's not so much. I don't think it's disappointment. It's oh shit. I've had
yeah,
this whole idea in my head, and now it's changed. And it's
yeah,
such
yeah.
a it is crazy and wild. Did you
Yeah.
ever consider waiting until birth?
No, no. I have patience, but not that much.
Not much. I know a few
No,
people that all waited till they gave birth, and I was like, that is crazy.
that's
Like, I am
insane.
such a
No.
control freak. I'd need to know immediately.
I
Like,
want to say though, because I had such a long labor and it was like a very difficult delivery, that it's not after 72 hours of pure suffering do I want to be disappointed about a gender. Do you know what I mean? Like if I had
okay.
absolutely no expectations, then okay, sure, maybe I would have waited.
Mm,
But because I had an
mm,
expectation and there's just that 50% chance
yeah,
of me absolutely like, you know, hating the
yeah.
results. Yeah, no, no.
And I mean, now that it's a little boy, how much has changed in what you were planning, in what you were going to do? Like, is there anything kind of changed now on that
I think
side?
I'm happy that we're gonna make some savings. So we've got everything
You
already.
thought you were going to spend more money. Oh, yeah,
Wait,
because
for
of
a
the
girl,
hand me
you'd
downs.
spend so much more money. We'd
Yeah,
have
that's
all the
probably
hand
true.
me downs. Of
Yeah.
course, like the bed and all the big stuff doesn't really matter, but like the girls' clothes. And let's just be real. There's
Yeah.
like the pink tax. There's the fact that when you
Oh,
walk
yeah.
into H&M and Zara and all these places, you got a puny little side for the boys section,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you've got a massive array of options and very cute, colorful things for girls. And
Mm-hmm.
then, like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like any
Yeah, that's a good point,
parent.
actually. Like, you will. save quite a bit of money
Spend so
actually.
much money. Yeah.
It's so funny though, but like, because Evie, our daughter, is the oldest, and then our son is the youngest. The mate rolls around with pink pants on a regular basis. Hand-me-downs do not need to be color specific in this household. Mm. And he
Which is
calls all these
fine.
tops dresses, so I was like, he'll be right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. And what about rooms and stuff?
Oh, we're gonna do the same thing we did last time. So Remy was in our room up until 6 months, roughly,
Yeah.
and then we moved him, and not because I didn't want him in the bed. Like
Mm.
he kicked me out. Like I kept him
Mm-hmm.
awake with my snoring, and he just kept kicking me in the night. And he
Mm.
would somehow, I don't know how he managed to do that. He would use his toes and his foot to like pinch
Grab
my
hold of,
thighs.
pinch you. Yeah.
Yeah, he would pinch me awake. It's
You're like,
like
shut
that's a
up.
very
Trying to
intricate
sleep.
way of waking me up. So
I think the
nobody was
good
getting
thing.
any sleep. Yeah.
I think the good thing also, well, not good thing, but different thing is that you probably get two good sleepers, hopefully, because I feel like girls don't sleep as good as boys, but I could be
Oh,
wrong on
don't
that.
they? Oh, maybe.
Well,
I
not
don't
in
know. We'll
my
have to do a
household, no.
survey.
Yeah, we might have to. Does your child
Yeah.
sleep well?
Yeah. And what gender
Gender
was the?
pending, yeah, gender
Yeah.
specific. Because yeah,
Yeah.
definitely Evie. It's funny though. I think about like when we talk about gender. One thing that's been happening with me of late, and whether or not I want to put that out in the ether, I'm not sure. But I've noticed a difference in how I treat the kids,
Mm.
and not like it's going to sound awful, but I treat Evie as if she's so capable, and Huxley as if he's not capable. Like he's got to be, wrapped up in cotton wool.
Mm.
And I think that's because I'm that gender. Like I'm a girl, Evie's a girl, and I know she can do it. Whereas
Mm.
I've got this like weird kind of thing where I feel like I've got to coddle Huxley a bit more. And I'm trying really hard to kind of bring that out of myself because I don't like that. I want to treat both of them exactly the same. I don't want gender to be a particular divider, but they are so different in terms of like the other day I was watching this thing and between the ages of 3 and 6 boys have testosterone just surging through their bodies, so
Oh
they've got
yeah.
to run around, they've got to climb, they've got to do all sorts of things, and obviously girls wouldn't have that. But in terms of self-preservation, like Evie will be thoughtful in how she gets down from something, or she will think about something before she does it, kind of thing. I can see her mind little ticking away, whereas Huxley will just dive into shit, like with no thought of self-preservation. And so I think it's a bit of that as well. Like I'm like, I know Evie can take care of herself, but then again, she's 3, so it's kind of like, well, no, she can't. But it's such a, I do find myself occasionally treating them differently, and I'm really, really trying not to. But I guess there is an element that they are different.
Does Connor treat
But
them differently as well?
yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I
Is
think
he doing the
so.
same thing? Is he treating Hugsy like he's more capable and Evie like less?
No, weirdly enough, he's kind of doing a similar thing to me, where we do see Evie as more. I don't would say mature, but
Well, would it be possible that you're treating her how like you're actually
how
responding
she's
to
acting,
her? Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I do think that. But what I'm kind of thinking is around like mother daughter relationships and mother son relationships.
Hmm.
I can see a little bit of modeling in terms of, again, this is dicey subject to be touching, um, but I can see me feeling like I need to organize more, be more present, not more present, but be more mindful when Huxley's around versus Evie, because I know she is more capable. Again, it could
Hmm.
be personality, it could be her
Yeah. Could be
her.
age as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
8 months apart, so he is younger, and
Yeah.
he's also just joined our family 12 months ago.
Has it only been 12 months?
12 months, yeah,
Oh
12
my
months.
gosh.
2 weeks ago, which feels
That's
like it
crazy.
feels like forever and then no time at all.
Yeah.
It's a very
Yeah.
wild timeline situation.
It's
But yeah,
insane.
I do find, and I genuinely, it's something that I've noticed, and I'm like, nope, got to stop doing that. Like, it's like, for example, Huxley, if he hits Evie versus Evie hitting Huxley. Evie hits Huxley far more than Huxley ever hits Evie. I think Huxley's quite terrified of his sister. But when he does it, I don't think we're as, you know,
Stern.
stern with him
Yeah.
as we are with her. Now, granted, she does it 10 times more than he does, but I want to make sure that I'm making that as equal as possible because hitting's not allowed in our house and all that kind of stuff. So there's something there. What it might be, a psychologist probably needs to take out of
Yeah,
my
that would be
brain.
good. We need one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Give us a call. We need help.
Yeah, exactly.